Hi everyone, hope you guys are well. Happy 2019. Just wanted to do a quick little rant on Black Mirror's latest episode, Bandersnatch. For those of you who are not familiar, it's an episode of Black Mirror where you can click and direct the choices of the protagonist. It's being touted as this new interactive media is going to change the way we watch things, and it took 2 years to make because of all these different choices that they had to shoot. And you can kind of tell, like, it was kind of experimental in a certain sense, as because when I was watching it, you could kind of, before you click a choice, you can tell that first of all they kind of ease you into it by making you pick simple things like, oh, what cereal should I have for breakfast? But also you can tell because of the way they kind of situated the cuts, so that there's enough time for them to cut to the next choice that you make. And for someone who likes just viewing things cohesively, that kind of threw me out of it. I'm not sure if this is something that is a good direction for TV to go to. I mean, a lot of us love TV because TV is something... Okay, TV is very different from movies in the sense that, first of all, TV is part of your home life. TV is the thing that eats dinner with you. Even in the past, TV is the soundtrack of a bustling family, having dinner, mom serving the food, and then eventually, at 7 o'clock, you guys will all watch the same show together. And even now, like TV, yeah, sure, you can access episodes that you like with like the click of a button, but you still kind of, you still kind of like watch it at home. You don't commit to it as much as if you were to go to a cinema and watch like a movie for 2 hours and give it 2 hours of your time. TV, it's kind of a lot more easily digestible because of that. And people who write for TV, people who make TV shows understand that. That is not to say that the standard of TV hasn't elevated over the years with I mean, yeah, there's so much more shows coming up with technology, and there's so much talent out there. Yeah, sure, it's kind of the new golden age for TV, but I digress. Going back to Bandersnatch, it really annoys me when they cut back to repeat exactly what happened before you make a choice. And it's because they kind of want to like bring you back, sort of immerse you back in the scene, and then have you make a different choice, right? Because you're like, oh, okay, I didn't like this choice because I kind of died, and I'm gonna go back and redo it. So that really peeved me because I'm not a patient person, and it just threw me off. It's expensive and time consuming to shoot because you have to shoot all these different scenarios and make sure they're woven together seamlessly. And while it's a genuine fit to do so, it can still come out badly. I'm not saying that it was bad for Bandersnatch, but like I said, it definitely was obvious in certain ways. And I think it kind of tried to be clever with the whole like, oh, immersive story, like, ooh, we're making a game and you gotta like pick where you go, woo, kind of thing. Which also, by the way, it's not that radical if you think about it. Sure, it's probably the first time someone's done that on TV, and you get to like control an actor, so to speak, do what you want to do. But first of all, the choices are scripted, and second of all, have you not seen this in a video game? It's literally in the show where you can do this in a video game. I wouldn't say this is a new front for TV. I wouldn't say it's like pioneering anything for TV. I would prefer to put it in its own genre. And if this is something the TV industry wants to move towards, I don't know how I feel about that. So yeah, Bandersnatch was a good experiment. But I really rather they didn't call it like a Black Mirror episode, and instead have it like as a thing you can do online, and they can gather that feedback to make something even better, because I didn't think that the quality was as polished as the other Black Mirror episodes, for example. And that's just my little peeve and annoyance with it, I guess. even if you were to like put it in a genre, it could be both freeing and restrictive, in the sense that it frees you up as a viewer and as a creator to create all these different scenarios, and then you get to shoot them, and I'm sure that's really fun, and you know, you have all this a lot more options of where the story goes. But you also have to keep track of it, because you have to make sure that at the end of the day the different choices kind of adds up. That's number one. And number two, like that at the end it's still a cohesive story. And just to make even one really good story within an episode is really so hard, and you are taking that one step above by having all these different scenarios, and you got to make sure they all match up, and that's just the story part. You have to do that then in terms of cinematography, making sure the visuals flow and making sure the sound works and everything else, and that the actors know which part they are. It's just such a huge effort, and it doesn't necessarily equate to you having more freedom. I say that it's more restrictive even, because then you are like kind of like contained within this framework, and you have to like put in all this effort instead of being able to focus on one thing and make it really good. So yeah, that's just a quick little rant on Netflix's Black Mirror's Bandersnatch. I hope you guys enjoy it. Subscribe, and see you guys around.